You ever seen the movie The Warrior?
No.
I'm the guy that. Oh. You ever seen The Warrior?
No. You
ever seen Warrior?
Yeah, love that movie. I actually have a picture of it in the background.
I lose in the finals, but it's to my brother, you know.
You the black guy?
No.
Gets his arm broken?
No. Finals, dude. Finals. Come on.
What's that guy's name?
In the movie?
Yeah. He's got like a baller name. It's like Midnight Assassin.
It's Midnight. It's just
Midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that guy, like... I mean, every one of those guys in that movie, I'd have been like, ugh, I don't want to fight this guy. But that dude was just like, he was like thick, raw power and just like also shredded. I'm like,
really,
nah.
bro? I feel like he was the softest one.
No.
Yeah.
No, that first guy that the teacher fought, he was some dude that was like, yeah, he's kind of in shape. And he was like, okay, but like not threatening at all. Like
okay,
nothing
but like
about it was like,
Because wait, Midnight is the one that the teacher fought before he went to the finals, yeah. Right? I can't remember.
It's got to be because he didn't get knocked out straight away. So the teacher definitely fought him because Tommy knocked everybody out.
Who it was? Koba was he?
Koba was the one right before he went to finals.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
so he was the one before Koba.
The teacher had the battle of a lifetime,
Dude, it's so funny because Tommy comes up and he's like, dink, dink.
I know, dude.
And then the teacher like 3 rounds every time and like gets choked out like 2 or 3 times.
And is like gasping for air every single time.
Getting like hard hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But that's because Tommy's a baller. So.
Yeah, that guy you're talking about, his name's not Tommy. It's based off a true story about me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Were you in the Corps?
Yeah. No, but I respect the Corps, dude.
No, but I respect the heck out of the Corps.
So I think just get into it, dude. Tell us a little about yourself, dude.
My name's Rob. I'm an Aries. I like long walks on the beach and writing poetry in the rain. That's it. I also like rugby, as you can tell from my beautifully mastered hoodie here. If you're listening just on the podcast, then sorry, check us out on YouTube. There's a lot more going on, if you know what I mean. Chase is a good-looking guy.
Yeah, Rob actually got me into rugby, and I love rugby now.
And heroin.
Oh, yep. Oh, we're just going deep.
Rooftops. I figure we're just straight in.
Yeah.
Just no holds barred, just all the way.
My name's Chase, and I didn't have something planned out to say like Rob. I'm a person that
always gotta have a go-to.
I was born in the city, but my spirit was not. My spirit was born in the Wild West. And I still feel like I should be there, but
in the ranching hills of Yellowstone.
I'm in Provo, Utah. So
yeah, we are.
The furthest away you can get from it. Well, maybe not the furthest.
Not the furthest.
You can
I'd
get
say like New York City.
Yeah.
We still got mountains here. You can see the sunset.
I could drive like 30 minutes and get to a horse.
Yeah. You see the horizon.
Less than that.
Well, Spanish Fork's got
15
horses.
minutes.
Yeah. You drive like I drive. It's 10.
Speed demon.
Don't tell the cops. We're also filming in the corner of my apartment.
Yep.
With 3 roommates. So if you hear background noises, it's not small leprechauns.
Or is it? We both have Irish in us.
We do indeed.
Could be
the leprechauns or the roommates. So.
All right. So our podcast. Podcast is called The Rooftops. Why is it called The Rooftops, Rob?
Rooftops. So took a lot of debating on this getting a name thing. And it's just because we're both very scatterbrained people, children. No, it was really just because there was so much that we wanted to cover and so much that we wanted to like talk about and go on about, that it's like, how do you encompass that all into like one thing? And the answer is you don't. You find a metaphor. So our metaphor is the rooftops. And sadly, if you're one of those kids that grew up in an apartment complex and you don't have your own rooftop, you just have neighbors, then you're gonna have to stretch the imagination a little bit on this one. But think of those like late night chats on the rooftop or wherever your place is. If it's maybe it's a bench somewhere, maybe it's like me in high school, it was the bed of my truck was always like a go-to spot for those like late night chats. And it's just those like not necessarily deep conversations, but just like the honest ones, the ones that like you're just vulnerable and you're just throwing it all out there, and it's just those real good conversations. Because like if you're anything like me, I hate small talk more than anything. Like it makes my palms sweaty, it makes me angry. I really just,
your knees weak,
my arms get heavy, there's usually vomit on my sweater. But yeah, anything to avoid small talk, I'm all about it. But I'm also sort of a closed off person, so figure that out.
But once you get to know him, it's like those little drinking water spouts that you get you go to like weddings, and they have like fancy ones. You can twist it. You can either twist it a little bit and make sure you're getting just the right amount, or you just like full send.
Just open up the
full
floodgates.
send the floodgates. Yeah, those are the talks. Those are the talks we're going for, dude. Open the floodgates, dude.
I don't know if I've been to the same weddings you have. I don't think I've ever been to anything that fancy.
Well, you could.
No,
take
I'm just saying.
Take
I'm
the
not,
same
like,
metaphor as
calling
the
you out.
igloo, the orange Gatorade igloo ones, where it's just like
The what?
you push the button. You can push the button a little bit.
Oh,
or
like
you
the
can just
5-gallon thing?
Yeah, dude.
That I know.
Yeah, dude.
Working for a sports team? Yeah, lots of those.
Water boy.
Wow. They call me something else, but yeah, we'll keep it kid friendly. Water boy. Water boy works.
So I think today, kind of just going over what our thought process on the podcast is, and maybe jumping into a couple topics that we might be going over. Kind of just dipping our toe in the
Like
pool
herpes.
of
What?
possibilities. I think so. Just to add to what the meaning of the rooftops is those chats, but also he talked about deep chats, but also like just the dumb chats, the party chats, the talking about weird things at 2 a.m. chats. Like it's just those kind of chats where you can just talk about anything. And we're going to go over lots of things like dating, life advice, because Rob has been around the block.
He'll be 21 next week.
Only 21.
Double digits, guys. Hot dog.
Yeah, I'm definitely older than Rob. Not true.
Really cracking open the mysteries of the world, like is water wet? Things like that.
Yep, I guess we're going to get into that one.
We could do whole
Get a
thing
lot
on
of people angry real quick, dude.
We used to fight about that at my old job.
Which one? This step up?
Yeah. Is water wet? Went off on like a whole thing. Alex, if you're listening to this, come see me. We'll have that same fight once again.
What was your consensus?
No, water's not wet.
And he was just like die hard.
Yeah, he's like full on. He's like, water's definitely wet. Even now actually we have this fight at my current job, and there's a lot more blowback than what there was at the old job.
What's the consensus usually? Same
Same deal. That everyone thinks water's wet, and they're like, how can water be anything but wet? And I'm like, well, if water is wet, then if something can be wet, then you have to be able to keep it in its same state and dry it. So take water and dry it off and let it still be water. You can't do it.
Can you not? You put it on a towel, it's still water.
But it's not. It's not the same form. The towel is now wet.
Oh.
Water's not still there.
Dang.
Because the
Take it from the
towel is
genius.
now wet.
Take it from the genius, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's the deal. This is not a discussion I'm willing to die on. I'm not gonna. This is not a hill I'll die on. But it just kind of makes a little bit of sense.
But the gorilla versus the silverback. You will.
Bro, the grizzly bear versus the
Yeah.
silverback.
The grizzly bear versus silverback.
If you don't think a grizzly bear will kill a gorilla every time, you need to watch National Geographic. Just watch a video of a grizzly bear.
So dating and like life advice and just dumb topics. What is there anything else that you think you want to kind of go over in this podcast, Rob?
So really, this podcast is just a diatribe for me to on my journey to become like Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Not in the comedic sense, because that guy has it locked down, and I'm not comedic enough, and that's fine. I'm not sad about that. I am who I am, but like just the grind that guy has,
for real,
and like the hustle. It's funny because like, so I have a vision board. Don't hold that against me if you think that's weird. I don't think it is.
Basic.
You do you. But I've been having vision boards since you guys were in diapers. So, but Kevin Hart is actually not on my vision board for that aspect, but Childish Gambino is, because Childish Gambino is very much the same way.
In the go-getter mentality.
The go-getter mentality,
yeah.
In the sense that like he does so much with the time that he has that to me I'm just like, because especially for guys like that, like they're well off enough that it's like they don't have to work anymore if they don't want to. Like they're set, they're taken care of. They can stay within their wheelhouse and just keep doing whatever they want to do.
Be comfortable.
Yeah. Like Kevin Hart could continue to like hone his craft and continue to be the great comedian that he is and just do that for the rest of his life. And like still keep selling out stadiums and arenas and all that jazz. Childish Gambino, same thing. Like he could continue to be a producer or a rapper or whatever for as long as he wants. And he's got the following that like it's going to work out and he's going to sell and it's going to take care of him. But like it's just not enough for them. And like that in and of itself is like takes so much work and takes so much time and effort to do those things right. But then these guys just pack on so much more.
So much, dude. I can't even like count. You probably can't count on two hands how many things, how many irons in the fire Kevin Hart has, bro.
Nah, man.
So many, dude. And I only recently just started to like get my inspiration from Kevin Hart. But dude, that dude is so like, so I don't know if you guys listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, but in his podcast he has 2 episodes with Kevin Hart, and life changing. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, dude. And like it's so funny because he goes into the aspect of like everyone just looks at me as a comedian.
Yeah. And
like that's great. Like that's his main craft, right?
Yeah.
That's
what he came up through.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? But even then he killed it at that. But like you said, he didn't stop there. Can't stop, won't stop. That's like his mentality, bro. Yeah, he will never stop. And so he just like, oh, podcast done. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna create a show where I interview athletes. I'm gonna
he's got like
do movies.
He's got like 3 shows that he himself like is a part of and stars in.
And hosts.
Like he's got like What the Fit, Cold as Balls, and then he's got that one where he like dresses up like an Uber driver or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, but I mean, he started a whole production company. So he's doing movies, he's doing everything else. He's also started a whole, like, I think radio show and like comedy TV channel.
It's like what, Heartbeat?
So Heartbeat Productions is his like production company.
Yeah.
But then he's got, I think it's like Laugh Out Loud TV right. Or something like that. Yep. And he's got like a podcast that goes with it, I think, or a radio show or whatever. And then he's got all the production stuff that he makes, and it's just like.
Plus, that dude hits the gym like 3 times a day.
Yeah, dude. That
nonstop.
That documentary that he did that was on Netflix, the Don't F This Up.
Oh yeah,
bro. Every time I need like a little bit of motivation, or I'm like, man, I got a lot going on, like I'm really busy, I watch episode 1 of that. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it right now, because it's just like, oh, dude, it shows just a little bit of his like day-to-day stuff. Bro, he's doing an interview for, I guess it's Netflix, for the thing that you're watching, and he has to interrupt them like 3 times to be like, to take care of other stuff. And it's like, some of it is like home stuff, like taking care of like his son and like talking to his wife and stuff. But one of it is like Chadwick Boseman called him, R.I.P., and like is like trying to like sit down to do a deal with him and like start a movie. And then another one is like, oh, he's got to get this thing done, and it's just to see how much, like, he's a little scatterbrained in the sense that like he takes care of all that stuff, but he's so focused in like he just like he sees the hill, takes it, moves on to the next thing. Because like in that interview, he's sitting there and he's like, oh, hold up, and he like sends a text and he's like, dang, okay, cool, all right, I'm yours, what's up? And then like boom, straight to it, and just pumps out another interview or whatever.
Yeah. So I think like, so to kind of give a premise, and obviously shout out to Kevin Hart, man. If you're watching this eventually, get a hold of my people.
Please bring us on. We just want to meet you. I've watched everything you've done.
It was that specific Joe Rogan podcast where he kind of goes in on talking about that positivity aspect, bro.
Yeah.
Where it's he goes over if you have those people that are just like chatting about a movie, and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't really like this, and then you have Jimbo over here, right, and he's just like, oh yeah, I hate that too, yeah, I hate it, yep. And then they're like, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, that's right, I hate it.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just like people are out there to be negative, bro.
Yeah.
And that was his thing that kind of motivated me to. And right after I listened to that podcast, I messaged Rob and I was like, dude, we're making a podcast, bro, and we're going off positivity to bring positivity in the world because the world is already so negative, dude. They don't need more negativity. They need a little bit of positivity, you know?
Facts. So I listened to both of those because it's in your truck. You were listening to his book.
Oh yeah.
And then I looked him up on which is next on my list, my Audible list. But then I looked up the Joe Rogan
podcast.
Yeah, both of those episodes, and I listened to them, and they're fantastic. I listened to both of them like back to back. But like the one line that stood out to me that like stuck with me. I can't remember which episode it was in, but he's like, no bad days. And it's like, that's such a, I don't know, you could even say that's such a cliche thing that like, it's not like it's some deep philosophical thing that he came up with. But to hear it from him in a way that was like, it's not just some phrase he got off of like a cereal box or whatever. Like, you know that it's in this man's like DNA.
Yeah.
And he talks about it because he lives it. And for him to be like, no bad days doesn't mean like, oh yeah, everything is cool until something gets rough, or I hit a rough patch, or I'm in a bad mood, and then it's like, F it all, and now I'm pissed. It's like legitimately like no bad days. Like whatever's going to come up, whatever's going to hit me, I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to let it ruin this day.
He's in control.
Yeah, he controls like his thought processes, he controls his mood, he controls the outcomes of everything that he can like put into effect. And I was just like, that stood out to me so much, and I was like, that's what I need. So finna put on a little note, put it on the back of my my flip down. What was the mirror?
The
thing?
visor.
Yeah, put it on my visor, so when I get road rage and I start to yell at somebody, I can just see no bad days, and I'm like, yeah, all right, you're right.
Right before you want to just get out the car and pop their tire.
Just when you like do that little like.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to buy a new car.
So I think all in all, that's what we want to go over in our podcast. Positivity, kind of those late night talks, like just bringing out what is in our brains,
which is gonna get dangerous. Yeah. I'm just gonna tell you guys right
now. Bringing out what's in our brains and being able to put it into the light and help other people have a good time, but at the same time, I mean, sometimes I think I'm wise. I know you're wise, but I think being able to just kind of share what we have with the world, I think that we have a lot to offer, and we want to be able to share that with people. So I'm excited. Yeah. I'm really excited to be able to bring the positivity from the rooftops, you know.
So yeah, we're gonna be on. We'll be on all the socials, so check us out on there. Yeah, hit us up with your questions, stuff you want to see. your insights, stuff you've heard about, talked about, whatever. Any little diddlies you want to give to us. But yeah, next time we'll be looking a little bit better. I'm in the sweatpants.
A lot better.
And I just got done with Rona, so I haven't showered in, I don't know, 5 or 6 days. So we'll be better off next time. It'll be a better deal.
All right. Well, we signing off.
Signing off. We'll call it there.
Goodbye, people.
Laters. Oh, I forgot to record.